This scene was created in Unity for the National Technology University course Audio for Games in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The game is set in some planet of the galaxy that is not the planet Earth, has a low poly style and contains 3 regions. For each of these I compose a different music piece. The music changes at the correct moment due to the colliders I previously placed in the level. These objects contain a component that tells Wwise which music should play. For the A region, I created 2 different music sections. The first one has 4 melodic variations that are played randomly, while the second one has a new melody. The green zone has only one music segment, with a more relaxing percussion and random arpeggiators. The transition between these 2 places happens immediately, and it works as a vertical remix. Finally, the B region has a more complex composition. I think of this piece as a sequence of little segments that can play up to 3 different options randomly in 16 instances, giving as a result more than 3,000 possible combinations for the main melody. At the same time, there are 2 more options for the counterpoint. This implementation avoids the music loop monotony. In order to create smooth musical changes between the regions B and A, I compose a transition for every single segment mentioned before, covering more than 40 possibilities. In this way, the music won't ever lose the melodic sense. The enemies have their own music layers that can be listened when the player gets close, as long as the avatar is inside the B region. Since the enemy layers are added to the music that was already playing, I use some cues in Wwise to achieve the synchronization. For the player footsteps, I first created an event in the animation clip that calls a function every time a foot touches the ground. This function informs Wwise that a sound must be played at that moment. Also, I made some random containers in Wwise for the different surfaces. For each of these containers, there are different audio possibilities with random variations. I placed some colliders in Unity with a component that tells Wwise on which surface the avatar is walking. For the radio, I place an object in the room door that launches the sound and a couple of colliders farther away that stops it. Thanks to the SIG tool, every time the audio is launched, it starts from a different place, avoiding repetition. Finally, I added more colliders with a component that modifies the room reverb. While for slide doors, I just use a collider calling an event in Wwise. The audio implementation for these other doors wasn't that simple, because there are different moments: the startup, the movement, and the arrival. Since the movement duration can change, I decided to divide the total audio in 2 different events. The first one plays the startup and movement sound. The last one will loop until the second event is called, playing the arrival sound. I must say I learned the basics of Unity and C# scripting, but I'm not a coder, so there might be better solutions for the problems I faced making the scene. There's a link in the video description to download the game and test the audio implementation if you are willing to. Hope you enjoy it.